Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. So today I am going to start a new series that is basically on NCERT class 9th. So as I have seen that you people are liking my videos of the world history, so I thought that I must start a new series dependent on NCERT. Now the thing is that don't think that I'm going to leave the history part. No, it's not like that. I am going to continue with that part also. But today I am going to give you some, I am going to explain the entire chapter of the story of village Palampur, which is actually chapter 1 of economics, okay, class 9th NCERT. So hope you people will like this also. Okay, let's start. So this chapter is about production. Okay, so this is chapter 1. The name of the chapter is what? The story of village Palampur. So here you see what is given in the overview. The purpose of the story is to introduce some basic concepts relating to production, and this we do through a story of a hypothetical village called Palampur. So the basic concepts they are going to make us understand, right, which is based upon production, but that they are delivering us with the help of a story which is based on Palampur. It is a hypothetical village, means what? Imaginary village. There is no village name as Palampur, but here we are taking just an example, okay, imaginary village. Now farming is the main activity in the Palampur. Okay, so what they do for their living? They do farming for their living. Whereas several other activities such as small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. are carried out on a limited scale. Means basically they do what? Farming. But there are several other works as well. They some are busy in manufacturing products, some are busy in dairy. Now do you know the meaning of manufacturing, dairy, transport, and how these things are carried out? Okay, I'll explain this also. See, manufacturing, basically they do what? Manufacturing of small things. It's not that huge something they are making, but jute bags, simple things. Okay, then dairy products. Dairy or dairy products means milk or milk based products such as paneer, ghee they are making, okay, and doing business. And transportation means tractor and the other vehicles such as the small tempos or trucks are carried out, these things carry out all the communication network, and also they deliver things or goods from one place to another. Okay, so these are the limited work they do. Now these production activities need various types of resources. Definitely they need resources. Without resources nobody can work properly. So what are those resources? Let us understand. These are natural resources, man-made items, human effort, money, etc. Okay, so as we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn how various resources combine to produce the desired goods and services in the village. Okay, so what we are going to learn? We are going to learn that how various resources are combined together to produce the desired products, means the products which you desire and the services which you are going to get in this village. So just take an example that you are also a resident of that village, so then you'll understand this topic more nicely. Okay, now what is the introduction of this chapter? Palampur is well connected with neighboring villages and towns. Raiganj, a big village, is 3 kilometers from Palampur. An all-weather road connects the village to Raiganj and further on the nearest small town of Shahpur. Many kinds of transports are visible on this road, starting from bullock cart, dongas, bogies loaded with jaggery and other commodities to motor vehicles like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors and trucks. This village has about 450 families belonging to several different castes. The 80 upper caste families own the majority of the land in the village. Their houses, some of them quite large, are made up of bricks with cement plastering. The SC Dalits comprise one third of the population and live in one corner of the village, and in much smaller houses, some of which are of mud and straw. Most of the houses have electric connection. Electricity powers all the tube wells in the field and is used in the various types of small businesses. Palampur has two primary schools and one high school. There is a primary health center run by the government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated. The description above shows that Palampur has fairly well developed system of roads, transport, electricity, irrigation, health facility, school. Okay, compare these facilities with those in your nearby village. So you people can go to the different villages of your nearby area, if there is any village. Okay, go and compare these things. Now, the story of Palampur, an imaginary village, will take us through the different types of production activities. As I have already said in the beginning, we are going to understand here the types of production, means production. Okay, production activity. So in village across India, farming is the main production activity. The other production activities referred to as non-farm activities include small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. So basically, the other production activities refers to what? The other production activities refers to as non-farm activities, means the activities which are not related to farmland. Okay, so it can include anything. You can see here the examples. We shall take a look at both these types of activities after learning a few general things about production. Okay, so we shall do what? Take a look at both these types of activities. Okay, after learning few general things about production. Organization of production. The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. What is the aim? Tell me, what is the aim of the production here? Aim of the production is to produce the goods, means to make the goods, to create the goods, to generate the goods and services that the people want. There are 4 requirements for the production. Okay, to produce goods and services, 4 things are required. What are those? These are land, most important I must say, that is land, labor, physical capital, and what more? Tell me. Physical capital and also human capital. Okay, so these things are needed. Now here you see the first requirement is land and other natural resources such as water, forest, minerals, air, etc. etc. The second requirement is labor, people who will do the work. Okay, so laborers are basically whom? They are the backbone of any of the industry. Okay, because they only work, right? So people who work in the industry, or you can say it in the production work, they are known as labor. Some production activities require highly educated worker to perform the necessary tasks, like in MNCs, multinational companies. Okay, and other activities requires workers who can do manual work. Okay, each worker is providing the labor necessary for the production. So each and every worker is providing the labor necessary for the production. It means, let us take an example. Okay, in some packaged food industries, there are people, those who are checking the scientific side of the materials, right? Suppose in the food production industry, so what they are doing, they are checking the taste of that particular product which they are going to make. and also scientific things such as whether it has any germ or not. Laboratory test happens, right? So for that purpose they need what? One microbiologist, right? Skilled person. Whereas the person who is actually packing it, packaging that product, does not need that skill which a microbiologist need, right? So you can understand the difference. So other activities require workers who can do manual work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for the production. Hope you'll understand this thing. Next, the third requirement is physical capital. Means the variety of the inputs required in every stage during production. That is physical capital. What are the items that come under physical capital? Let us understand. A. Tools, machines, buildings. Okay, so under physical capital, tools, machine, buildings, these means technology. Okay, tools, machines, buildings, it means what? Tools, machines, technologies and infrastructure. Okay, so tools and machines range from very simple tools such as farmers plug to sophisticated machines such as generators, turbines, computers, etc. So tools, machines, buildings can be used in production over many years and are called fixed capital. Okay, they are known as fixed capital because these are must needed for the production. That's why it is fixed capital. Next is what? Next is raw materials and money in hand, means capital and raw material. Obviously, suppose you are going to start a startup. Okay, so in that case, what do you need? You need raw material, isn't it? Those who are making flour also, wheat flour, they also need wheat, right? So wheat is what? Here raw material, and flour is what? The finished product, isn't it? So raw materials and also money is needed, because once the harvest is done, okay, in that case we need to take out all the all the amount which we need to produce to produce 1 kg or you can say 10 kgs of flour. In that case I need to take out the amount of wheat from the field, right? That is my raw material, and to bring it to my industry where I will or atta chakki. Have you heard about the term atta chakki or mill? Okay, mill. So there the distance may be 2 kilometers. So how will I bring it to the mill? I can't bring it, right? I can't bring it with the help of my hand. I can't do that if I don't have any vehicle. So in that case, what I need? I need some vehicle, and it may be rented. So in that case I need some money to pay the rent also, na baba? So you have understood, right? So this is how the raw material and money is also needed, and not only for the transportation purpose of that particular raw material from one place to another, but also for other activities. Okay, to send the finished good to the market also I need money. For electricity also I need money. So for many reasons I need money. So raw material and money in hand is very necessary. So production requires a varieties of raw material such as the yarn used by the weaver and the clay used by the potter. So it's very simple, right? Also, some money is always required during production to make payments and to buy other necessary items. Raw materials and money in hand are called working capital. Underline this thing, working capital. So unlike the tools, machines, buildings, these are fixed capital. Working capital is also necessary. These are used up in production. Okay. There is a fourth requirement too. You will need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land, labor, physical capital and produce an output either to use yourself or to sell in the market. This these days is called human capital. Okay, what is that? Human capital. We shall learn more about human capital in the next chapter. So obviously everything can be managed with the help of machineries, right? But who will combine all these things? I mean, who will combine the land, labor, and physical capital to produce the output? Obviously, who? Human only. So that's why human capital. So we will understand this thing in the next chapter. So in the picture, identify the land, labor, and fixed capital used in production. Hope you'll understand this thing. See, land is where the industry is being planted, right? Labor is the person who is working over here. You can see some of the people, they are working here, they are labor. And fixed capital, tell me, what is fixed capital? This is your homework. You have to comment me in the comment box which one is the fixed capital in this picture. Okay. So every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital, which are known as factors of production. Okay. So each and every production, whatever production is organized, okay, or you can say produced, whatever production is happening, that is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. And collectively, these are known as factors of production. So, as we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn more about the first three factors of production. Okay, and as it is already written, human capital will be learning in the next chapter. So we'll be focusing upon land, labor, physical capital in this chapter. So land, farming in Palampur. Basically, the topic must be here factors of production. Okay, first topic is land is fixed. So farming is the main production activity in Palampur. 75% of the people who are working are dependent on farming for their livelihood. So as we all know, not only in Palampur, which is just a hypothetical village, but actually in India, most of the people are dependent on farming. Okay, so here in the story, it is mentioned that 75% of the people who are working are dependent on farming for their living or livelihood. They could be farmers or farm laborers. The well-being of these people is closely related to production on the farms. But remember that there is a basic constraint in raising farm production. Land area under the cultivation is practically fixed. Since 1960 in Palampur, there has been no expansion in land area under cultivation. By then, some of the wasteland in the village had been converted to cultivatable land. There exists no further scope to increase farm production by bringing new land under cultivation, because most of the wasteland in the village had been converted. Okay, now standard unit, now this is also very important. These boxes, don't leave this, okay, because from these boxes also you may get question. Okay, so here the standard unit of measuring land is hectare. Though in the villages you may find land area being discussed in local units such as bigha, kuitha, etc. 1 hectare equals the area of the square, with one side measuring 100 meters. Can you compare the area of 1 hectare field in the area of your school ground? Just do that. Try once and let me know in the comment box. Next, is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Let us understand. In the kind of the crops grown and facilities available, Palampur would resemble a village of the western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. So, we can get to understand by the resemblance of the village of Palampur that it is somehow in the western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. All land is cultivated in Palampur. No land is left ideal. Now, during the rainy season means, yes, understand this thing. During the rainy season, Kharif crops are being grown. Okay, this is rainy season, right? I don't know when you are going to watch my video, but I am making this video on 30th July 2024. So during this period, kharif crops are being grown. So here in the rainy season, basically jowar, bajra, rice, all these are being cultivated. So these plants are used as cattle feed. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. In the winter season, what type of crop is being grown? Rabi crop. Okay. So during that time, wheat are sown. From the wheat production produced, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat at the market at Dryganj. So this is the normal phenomena which occurs in each and every farmer's house, right? They do what? After cultivation, they keep enough wheat or enough rice or whatever they grow for their family, and the extra or the surplus one they go and sell in the market. Same thing happens in Raiganj also. Okay. A part of the land area is also devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw form or as jaggery is sold to traded in Shahpur. So we all know very well, with the help of sugarcane only jaggery can be produced, and also with the help of other plants as well. But here basically we will understand about the sugarcane. So the main reason why farmers are able to grow 3 different crops in a year in Palampur is due to the well developed system of irrigation. Do you know the meaning of irrigation? Do you know the meaning of irrigation? If yes, then please comment down. So electricity came early to Palampur. Its major impact was to transform the system of irrigation. So to do irrigation, we need what? Electricity. Basically, irrigation is what? It is one type of man-made way of giving water to the soil, okay, or water to the land. So how it can be done? With the help of the electricity and also a machine. So electricity came early to Palampur. Its major impact was to transform the system of irrigation, because irrigation can be done easily with the help of electricity and the machinery. So Persian wheels were till then used by farmers to draw water from the wells and irrigate small fields. So obviously it was done before, but it is very difficult to fetch the water and to bring it to the field, isn't it? So that's why the electricity, with the help of electricity, the water could reach to the different and distant fields. Okay, so that is one of the best way, you can say, that is one of the best way with the help of which the land can be irrigated. So with the help of electricity it can be done. Now Persian wheels were till then used by farmers to draw water from the wells and irrigate small fields. People saw that the electric run tube wells could irrigate much larger areas of land more effectively. So that's why people started to use electric run tube wells, okay, which irrigates much larger area of the land and also more effectively as compared to the Persian wheels. The first few tube wells were installed by the government. Soon, however, farmers started setting up private tube wells. As a result, by mid-1970s, the entire cultivated area of 200 hectares was irrigated. Not all villages in India have such high level of irrigation. Apart from the riverine plains, coastal regions in our country are well irrigated. In contrast, plateau regions such as the Deccan Plateau have low level of irrigation. Of the total cultivated area in the country, a little less than 40% is irrigated even today. In the remaining areas, farming is largely dependent on rainfall. So we know very well India is actually, Indian farming is based on the monsoon. So we all wait for the monsoon to come, so that there would be no utilization of irrigation. But obviously there are a number of places in our own country where the irrigation is the backbone of the farming, you can say. So to grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as multiple cropping. Now this is also very important. To grow more than one crop on a single piece of land during the entire year is known as what? Multiple cropping. So here you can see wheat, then bajra, then sugarcane. Okay, season to season it changes, and then we saw also what? Potato during October and December. So all the farmers in the Palampur grow at least two main crops. Many are grown potato as a third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. You can see the graph here. What it shows? Different years and cultivated areas. Okay. You people can solve these questions. So you have seen that one way of increasing production from the same land is by multiple cropping. The other way is to use modern farming methods for high yields. Yield is measured as crop production on a given piece of land during a single season till the mid 1960s. The seeds used in cultivations are traditional ones with a relatively low yields. Basically, we all know that nowadays we normally say that the people, those who were in the earlier days, they were very strong enough because they used to have all solid and fresh and also very healthy fruits and vegetables, whereas we people are eating what? High yield foods, right? High yield fruits and vegetables. So here traditional seeds needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dungs and other natural manures as fertilizers. So it is true that from the traditional seeds, the yield is also very low, whereas if we'll see the higher yields, obviously the production and you can say the cultivation of the seeds are more. Okay, cultivation of the you can say fruits and vegetables are more from the high yield seeds. The Green Revolution in the late 1960s introduced the Indian farmers to cultivation of wheat and rice using high yield varieties of seeds compared to the traditional seeds. HYV seeds promise to produce much greater amount of grain on the single plant. Yes, that is very true. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water. They need plenty of water, chemical fertilizers and pesticides to produce best result. So you can see here modern farming method, high yield seeds, chemical fertilizers, etc. See here HYV seeds are being sown here, fertilizers are given, pesticides are given. Okay, then here see modern farming method is another one where irrigation is done with the help of canal, pump sets, electricity, dams, etc. So hope you'll understand this thing with the help of this picture. Okay. HYV seeds are possible only from a combination, higher yield production, or you can say crop productions were possible only from a combination of HYV seeds, irrigational chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Okay. Farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try out the modern farming method in India. So the farmers in these regions set up tube wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides in farming, they utilized. Who utilized? Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh farmers. Some of them bought farm machineries like tractor, threshers, which made plugging and harvesting faster. They were rewarded with the high yields of wheat also. In Palampur, the yield of the wheat grown from the traditional variety was 1300 kg per hectare. With the HYB seeds, the yield went up to 3200, means 3200 kg per hectare. My goodness, it is more than double, right? There was a large increase in the production of the wheat. Farmer now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market. You have to solve these questions. 3 questions are there. You have to solve that. Okay. More questions are there. You'll solve this. Will the land sustain?